Hey there, chocolate cookie. PEPE did 2,000x in 12 days. You wouldn't believe it unless I showed you the chart. Okay, but big buts. Now we're going to get serious and we're going to have to do a pumpermental green color. Everybody is only saying PEPE is the new future of finance because of its price pump. That's the only reason why everybody around you is saying, I think this meme's got legs. I think this is going to take over. I think this is the next SHIB, next Doge. They didn't say that when it was lower. They didn't care. They're looking at the green candles. I've made a lot of videos about this, a lot of content on my Twitter, on my YouTubes. You know this by now, baby dolls. Most of the time, and I will say 99% of the time, that you have a conversation with somebody about an investment, especially crypto, they are simply describing the current monthly candle. That's right. If it's green, feeling good. That's it. It's as much as that. It's as deep as that goes. And if it's a red color, it's all a scam. How do I know? I do it. Exactly. I do it. I feel the same way. I go and check the comments. I check on YouTube. I check everyone around me. And it's the same feeling. That's what we're doing. So I'm not here to tell you to stop feeling this way. You can feel this way. That's okay. It's not a crime to feel that way. But your actions are the most important step to take. What do you do from that point? For example, if you feel bored, do you go take illicit substances out of your mind every day? No. But it's okay to feel bored. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to have these feelings. But in investing, right, if you make the wrong actions, well, you can't get it back. So the game is, how can we take the right actions no matter what we feel? So this is why I bury these gems for you. PEPE hasn't yet had a washout of the non-believers, when I think it's about 90%. Considering it's a meme and it went up so fast, technically it can go down 95 to 97%. It can. Will it? I don't know. You don't know. Eventually it's going to have its minus 90% or minus 95% drop. Eventually. But it could be from much higher. But I even want you to know, SHIB, before it went on its monster run, it did a 99% drop. That's right, 99%. And then on the second drop, it did, I think, a 94% drop. So when it launched, dropped 99% from the top, and then it went up 400x, and then it dropped 94%. And then it did this like 7,000x after that. So if you add all that up, that ends up being like a 1 million x from the low. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. So everything does it. Everything has a 90% drop at some point. PEPE right now is only 46% off the top. Only 46%. It has not washed non-believers. Now, why I'm scared for cryptos, I know you get rinsed in these somewhere. You get rinsed. That's it. You can't get away with murder in this game. If you want the gains, there are enormous price swings. I'm even going to show you. You've seen my record, man. When I'm going to load you my record, you've seen these numbers, all these charts, they did not come easy. When you get these, they did all these on the right-hand side. These numbers, I promise you, I had to buy on like a minus 80% drop, and then it still went like a minus 80% again. So these things were dropping huge, and there were many swings. There were times you're up like a 3 or 4 or 5x, and then it drops 70%. You've lost more than half of your gains. If you're watching these red candles and you're going off emotion, you get out. You're managing risk. What do people always say? Oh, you got to manage risk. That's not how you have to look at it. You got to look at it like me. If you want to win, that's okay. If you don't want to win, if you just want to feel good, that's all right. Get out of here. I don't really care. I'm here to win. So if you want to win, that's okay. Go manage your risk. Go do things like, oh, it's up 2-1. Let's get out. Risk reward. Get out. That's fine. That's fine. Go to the sections of Twitter and YouTube where people cater for this. This is short-term gratification, people, because they think they're going to make 3,000 decisions in a row that's going to have edge. That's actually what you're doing when you're doing this short-term trading stuff. You think you're going to make literally 3,000 trades and you're going to have a certain percentage. It's going to keep compounding over time. And yeah, it sounds good. It sounds like, all right, if I want to climb a mountain, I take one step at a time. See, this mental imagery is very clear in your head and your mind, but it doesn't work like that with markets. It doesn't. It never beats buy and holding. Why? Because they keep printing M2 money every year. And the amount they print is not a fixed supply. The amount they print every year is a percentage of last year. You get me? So after 10 years, when they print in year 10, so in the year 2029, when they're going to print, they're not going to print a certain amount of dollars that are fixed. They're going to print a percentage from the 2028 supply. And then in the year 2039, they're going to be printing based off the year 2038 supply. Nothing to do with today. And that number keeps going up. M2. I've shown you that chart many times. That's why compounding works for you over time. Instead of trying to do these 3,000 million decisions, we're going to have all these volatility rotations. You're not going to make it. You can't make it. You can't possibly tell me you have risk reward when SHIB literally, I can show you the chart again, SHIB did minus 99%. And then from the low went up 400x in 2 days. And then from that point, dropped 94%. And then it did like a 2000x. Where's your risk reward? It had all these 60%, 70%, and many other coins out there too. You can't watch something so closely and say, okay, yes, this makes logical sense for me to hold. You can't. But that's actually what the right thing to do is. So that's why I'm saying with PEPE, you're going to have a washout, man, at some point. How badly do you want this? So it's up 2000x. Everybody's saying, yeah, it's a new paradigm. Of course they're going to say that. Nobody was saying it at the start. They're saying it because the price has gone up now. So I'm just teaching you. Remember, I just talked to you about emotions. Emotions are the key. They are the key. You got to learn yourself. When you learn yourself, you'll be able to do well in this. Do you have FOMO? A lot of you have FOMO for missing this out. But we know, man, Bitcoin is under 30K. It's not even anywhere near its top of 50, 60, 70,000. Not even close. Same as Ethereum. We're still in scam levels. Every altcoin's down minus 90%. You don't have enough sideline money to come in and keep pushing new and new waves of money in. I know this. I've made videos on this. I'll keep making videos to tell you and inform you. But this is what it's like. In 2021, it was a different environment. You knew that if you went to sleep, that CNBC is going to be talking about crypto. You knew if you go to sleep, there's more news coming out. Now, you don't know the future, but there was just so much around. There was things like, oh, there's a Coinbase IPO next month. So it gives you a window of time. Do you understand? And you've had like Elon Musk talking about Doge. So don't even worry about the specific news. I'm just telling you, there were good news events coming in the future where you knew it buys you some time. So you might say to me, okay, what's going to be a real world example? I don't know a specific one, but I can make one up for you, like the Bitcoin spot ETF. Maybe the year is June. Maybe it's 2025 and we're in June. And we get word that, hey, the Bitcoin spot ETF, the next big one is coming in September of 2025. So now, let's say Bitcoin, it's above its high of $70,000 in 2025, and we're now in June, and this is 2025, and you knew in 3 months from now, in September, there's going to be a Bitcoin spot ETF. So you have a window of time where you can sit back and go, okay, this is what I'm trying to teach you, right? I'm trying to teach you because you're a baby doll, baby cake, you're a scrumptious cookie. So I'm trying to teach you. Now you have a window of time where you know they're basically black holing and vacuuming everyone in. The big whales, the big insider wallets, they use this to their advantage, to their time. They're shilling on the big news networks. The crowd roars. The animal spirits come out. That's a completely different environment to what we're in now. We are in a big fat doo-doo red candle zone. We can see it right here, friends. I can show you it right here. You can see this is Bitcoin. All you got to do is just look at the monthly chart. You can see this is not, hey, I'm going to have waves and waves of retailers behind me. You see this? That's a poopy. Big fat poopy. That's not it. This is what it looked like when you had waves and waves of people coming in. You see, Bitcoin had broken 20,000 and you just see green candle, green candle, green candle. We were in March and you knew that the Coinbase IPO is coming in a month from now. Now, there was so many news. I'm not telling you, hey, you should have known. I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you know there were news in the backdrop like this. There was more buzzing and it was just different. Of course, it was different. Look at this. Completely different environment. Basically, everyone's just excited about the green candles. Summarizing that part for you too. So, right now, lots of red. Completely different. This is not the time to start throwing in things and be like, yeah, I'm really optimistic. It's not. Unless, of course, you want to throw in lottery money. You can do that. Perfectly fine. But as well, you got to be careful because I don't trust everyone's emotions now. I don't care what they say, what they do. I know everybody is just a function of the current monthly candle color, and there aren't enough people. It's sidelined, people waiting around. We all feel it. So this is what it looks like. The PEPE chart looks like without log. So that's why, look, it doesn't have to go here, by the way. PEPE can go up. It can go up again. So by the way, I know this looks like a lot, right? But from here to here, this is about a 3x. That's about a 3x. So what do you really risk? You're doing a trade at this point. You're risking 1 unit to make 3. Like if it gets there, and then maybe from there it drops, it's 90%. So if it drops, this is about 7,000 units, and it'll go down to about 700. So down here. So look at that. It ends up in this zone anyway. That's the tough part. That's the tough part when you look at it. So you can look at this. You can actually look at the chart. If you put on a log chart, it looks absolutely disgusting. Because it just looks like, oh, wow, I've missed out. But no, it's just an anonymous contract launched, and there were thousands of other rug pulls. This was just the one that they didn't decide to rug pull early. But now you look at this chart, you might think, oh my God, this looks like they're kind of distributing on me. They're just exiting slowly. But you don't really know. At the end of the day, so you have to train yourself, right? So I'm telling you right now, for me, if this chart goes up, I won't feel anything. I won't care. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. I don't care. Because I know if you run this scenario 100 times, oh, coin's up 1,000x in 12 days. I promise you run this scenario that many times, 90% of the time, the right thing to do is to get out. If you're holding, to get out, or to just avoid it and wait for the big crash. That's what the right thing to do is. So I don't care if this goes up, and you shouldn't either. How much are you really going to put in this anyway? $100? $1,000? Wow, I made it 3x. Woohoo! You know, man, what are you in crypto for? To risk it all for 3 to 1? This is the part of the game that you're going to have to understand. Now, even if I did feel the emotions, I'm here to tell you, let's say you actually do feel FOMO. And I said it's okay to feel your emotions. That's what they're there for. You're like, missed out life-changing gains. Well, like, I don't really care. I've given you all the evidence about Bitcoin, Ethereum, where everything is. Yeah, it's meme coin. And to let you know as well, this was the 4th PEPE coin. That's what people aren't telling you. You know, I've spoken to some people. They're like, oh, it was such a genius meme to launch. I go, yeah? What happened to the other 3? You know there were another 3, right? And they all rugged to 0. Yes, someone even did it in 2022, friends. They did it after the Doge things. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. I'm teaching you something. Wow, this is PEPE coin number 4. By the way, this was number 4, 9 more came, all went minus 99%. So now it was like 15 launched. This was the one. This is the 4th one. It's like picking Google was the 26th search engine. And you're like, yeah, Google's going to be the one that does it. Like, how are you going to do that? Do you have any insider information? I didn't. You didn't. You know what's funny? This is the best part. Some of you, you're having a look at a token explorer by a certain influencer. I think you got to pay like 2 or 3 grand for it. And guess what? I missed this. How about that? How's that for your token explorer? Where was the indicator to tell you that this was going to do 2000x? Where was that? Because here's the thing. At this point, it had a security rating of like 20 out of 100. It was like, because even all the numbers, all the data says, yeah, this might be the biggest scam of all time, just like everything else. And what does it do? It goes from a unit here of 1 up to 2,000, 2,000x. So here to tell you that you're hyper focusing on these. So what I've learned as well, I don't blame you. I'm just here to tell you that most people, you don't have a true appreciation for how many coins there are that exist and that are launched every day. Every week there's like 50. What, you think you're the only genius who's like, oh wow, if I launch a coin, something might go up? They're still launching coins. And what the scammers do is they use different words. Humans, we have abstract thinking. So they try to associate the memes with the words to try to get you to buy. Just like they do with every time Elon Musk tweets a different word, they make a coin out of it. Optimus or Floki, that's all what they do. They try to they find a word that he said in a tweet and they just launch a coin immediately off it. Because it's funny, the scammers are helping me and you reveal the true nature of investing together. I'm here to guide you. They're here to show you that investing is just a meme itself. People buy based off a guess, based off abstract thinking in their minds. Same as stocks. Don't think stocks are immune. Go listen to the people who buy stocks. Like, oh yeah, I own Johnson & Johnson. I own great American businesses. You don't own shit. You can't change the menu at McDonald's, dude. You can't do anything. You can't even go vote. These people, it's funny, but it's also disgusting. But also, we're kind of hoping the next billion people haven't figured it out yet. Because if they have, then we are the suckers holding the bag at the end. That's a cruel game. That's a cruel game we live in. So we're using examples like PEPE here. We're using PEPE as an example, as a tool for us to learn. Like, okay, the market was just ready. Why was it coin number 4? I don't know. It just is. The market was just ready at this certain time for a new meme coin. And memes are not going to zero. So most people still think memes are garbage, trash, which is great because that means there's edge for me and you. That's what we still want. So this game investing, I know you're learning a lot. Your brain's expanding. This is why when you, like every day, you got a few hours to learn. You can't be throwing your mind in the same trash can as the mainstream crypto influencers. I learn from them like, okay, what's going on? But for you out there, you're not. Because they're always talking to you about, like, now's the time to feel bullish. Now's the time to get in. When is that? At the very top. What are they saying right now? Oh, I'm still cautiously optimistic. I'm still cautious on the sidelines. They always use the same words. What does that even mean? It means nothing. You got to put your balls and your ovaries on the line. It's very hard to say, hey, yes, this thing is up. I mean, for me, it's easy. Yes, it's up plus 2,000x in 12 days. Where is the discount here for me? There's no, it's not cheap. Yeah, it can go to plus 6,000x, which is just another triple. It can do that, and you have to be okay with that. So we're managing our emotions, baby dolls. Managing your emotions, that's literally the game of investing. It's really what it is. And you always got to believe that the next 1 million people who will get exposure to what you're holding, that someone in there is going to value it. If you don't believe that, you shouldn't be holding it. You shouldn't. So if PEPE drops, we'll see. I'm not even saying, yeah, I'll definitely buy, but if it drops down to this box, let's see how much of a fan you really are. We'll see. Because at that point, you might think, well, I don't think it's cool anymore. I'm sure 99% of you will think like that. How do I know? Every single coin I buy, every single one, as soon as these hit like the minus 60% mark, everybody starts to get worried. At the minus 80%, get out of here. Just, I'm done. Minus 80%. So I can't even imagine the level of vomiting you'll do if it hits minus 90%. But that'll actually be the time to buy. That will be it. Woo! I know nothing about the community, by the way. It's just, hey, let's just launch a coin for people to degen in. This was the one coin that they didn't rug early. Because scammers, it's very hard, friends. The scammers, they get money quick. The scammers who launch these coins, most of the time, and I mean like 99% of the time, when they launch a coin, in 7 to 14 days, if they've been given 20, 30, 50, $100,000, the temptation is too much. They just rug it straight away. It's very rare to find the 1 in 100 scammer who's like, hey, I'm not excited about 50K. I'm just going to let this go for like a month. See what happens. Very rare. And sometimes they do. That's why some of these memes go much further than you think. But how much are you really going to place faith in that scammer? And you know the worst part is? This is the most important part, okay? Whether the coin is full of scammers or it's truth, you got to learn this fun and exciting and important crypto fact. Let's read this together. There hasn't been a single coin in existence that's never had a minus 90% crash at some point. That's true. It doesn't matter how small or big the pump is or what the game mechanics they try to apply onto it. Minus 90% came eventually. You got to plan for it. This is the truth. So if a coin drops minus 90%, it does not tell you it's a scam. It was never going to work out. It doesn't tell you actually anything. Ethereum dropped minus 94%. Bitcoin dropped minus 90%. Everything drops at one point in its life minus 90% or more, which is very harmful to think about. But that's the truth. It does not tell you anything. So if a minus 97% drop doesn't necessarily tell you something's a scam, you should also conclude, hey, if something goes up 1,000x, it doesn't mean it's the future of finance either. It just means it went up. And just like something went down, it just means it went down. That's what it is. So you can't control that. You can't control that. All you can control is our friendship. And our friendship rules are, we're buying and holding to 2025. Tell mum and tell dad that you love them.